And welcome back. Previously, when we made our animation with the protocols, one of the things that we noticed when we played our animation is that it would move everything at the same pace. There's not really much of a pause or delay except for when the animation might have to restart. So how can we go about changing that? How can we go ahead and make this? Now, of course, I do have it where the animation looks like a small pause. That's because it is repeating this same frame here again at the end, which of course I could just remove this frame. Or what I could do is I could set this up so that the animation is actually going to pause. So maybe I want that gate to wait some time before it goes back up. And this is where we start looking at the different things. We looked at some things with how we can do different in and outs, but now we're going to actually do some slowing in or speeding up with different things. We've of course have seen our 0-second delay here with our different animations, but I'm just going to go ahead and change this last one to 5 seconds. I want that gate to stay down for 5 whole seconds. And just like also, I might say, I want to get to the point where the gate is up. I want that gate to stay up maybe for 5 seconds before it moves again. So if I go ahead and play this animation now with those two changes, I'll make sure I'm on the first frame here, and let's go ahead and play it, and you'll notice it gets that stop. It stopped. The animation actually is still playing, and you can see it goes again before getting to the last frame, pausing again for those whole 5 seconds, and then of course moving on. Now we may say, hey, wait a minute here. If we think about actual protocols, it's probably taking time for that gate to go up. Whereas when it comes down, it might slam down because maybe they want to keep the enemy from getting in. So let's go ahead and modify that. So we want to say, when this gate is coming up, I want to change these delays here. So instead of being like, for example, 0.0 seconds, maybe I want to make it just 0.1 second, just to add a little bit of a delay here to kind of effectively make it where the gate would be coming up. And so let's go ahead and change those there to 0.1 second, just to kind of add a little bit of delay between each of those frames. And so now when I go back to frame 1, let's go ahead and play, and you can see now it seems to move just a little bit slower before stopping at the top. And of course, now after it's done, it comes and slams right down. And I want you to go ahead and do the same thing with your animation day. Let's go ahead and make some different changes to your animation that you did to go ahead and give it some of those abilities to speed up and to slam back down. Now, of course, this is moving really quickly. Could you, of course, say, can I go faster than 0 seconds? Yes, there is the option for no delay, which of course is the 0 seconds. You can't really go slower or faster than that because there is no delay that's different than 0. But of course, you can change these values. Maybe you want to make your gate move up even slower, or maybe you want it to have a longer delay before it comes back down. So go ahead, play around with those settings, and let's go ahead and see what kind of animation you can produce with just changing those timings on your frames. Then after you've done that, I want you also to go and compare side by side the two different animations that we've done. So look at the animation where we didn't modify any values, and then look at the animation now after you've done these changes here with your animation, and just what kind of feel are you getting with your animation? What kind of things have you produced now that we introduced these different kind of timings? How can you transfer that to something outside of this? If you had your own animation, for example, of something where you want to have a speed up effect or slow down, these are the different kind of things that you might have to factor in when we start looking at these different kinds of animations.